So in this question, I want to make E the subject of this formula. EF equals 5E plus 4 over 3. So first of all, let's get this formula written up. EF equals 5E plus 4 over 3. So my goal is to get E on its own. So before I can start, let's get rid of this denominator here on the right hand side. So multiply everything through by 3. So 3 times this gives me 3EF. And then multiply this by 3, cancel my denominator as required. That's 5E plus 4. Okay, now obviously I want to make E the subject, so let's get all my E's onto this side. So if I subtract 5E from both sides, let's go with that first. So 5E. So now I'll have 3EF minus 5E. Subtract 5E from this, that will disappear, and I'll just be left with this constant, which is 4. Okay, now I want to get E the subject, but it's a little bit awkward. I've got an F with this one, and this one, that's okay, that's on its own. But there's not much I can do while this E is connected to this F. So the way I can do this, to get this E and F extracted from each other, is to factorise. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to factorise in terms of E. So if I take the E out of this and make a bracketed term, what am I going to left with inside my brackets? So if I take an E out of this, I've got left with 3F. So E times 3F is 3EF, so that's good. And then take an E out of this one, that's pretty straightforward. I've got 5, but not forgetting this operator here, which is a minus 5. And then that equals 4. So there's no factorisation on the right hand side to be taken care of. Okay, so now to get E on its own, I can just divide both sides by this 3F minus 5. So divide by 3F minus 5. Okay, so let's do that. So divide this by 3F minus 5 and divide this by 3F minus 5. So I'm going to borrow my previous line of working and just write that in there. So now I'll see that these will cancel. And this, nothing I can cancel, so that stays as it is. But now my end goal was to get E on its own, which I've now accomplished. So now I've got E equals 4 over 3F minus 5. And that is a good place to stop.